Hello there guys, welcome back to a second video of the day here on Younes Talks Football. I hope all of you are doing well today. Don't forget, if you haven't checked the video from earlier on, make sure you check the link right here. I'll leave a link for you to click on after you're done with this. Have a look and enjoy, although technically now that video is old news and this is the new news, but it's still relevant to today and what has been going on. However, we're now going to give you the very latest as of the second part of today, where things have actually happened. Ironically, I told you in the first video earlier on, I said things were going to happen. And the video later will clarify it all. So here we are. This is why I'm doing double uploads. Because if I wasn't doing this, I'd be giving you a 55-minute video and you'd be having to stick around for a very long time in one go. And I don't want to do that to you. So I thought I'd split it. Let's get cracking because we do have news. We'll start off with the Chelsea news. And there's rumours spreading over at Manchester United, and I want to clarify it. There's rumours, there's rumours. Let's get cracking on the Chelsea side of things, starting off with the latest on Kai Havertz. This is looking a little bit touch and go now, isn't it? It's touch and go, and it's crazy. Just after one international performance, all of a sudden, everyone's lost their minds. Unbelievable. Let's clarify the situation and see what's going on. Fabrizio says Real Madrid have no intention to pay big fee for Kai Havertz. He's appreciated by Ancelotti, but no plans to spend 60 million euros plus add-ons requested by Chelsea. Negotiations currently off, could only change if price tag will be lower later in the window. 60 million euros equates to, and by the way, shout out to the economists that came into the chat on the first video earlier on today, where I did say 80 million euros is roughly 72. Turns out it's 68 million pounds. So thank you to all the economists that showed up in the comments. Well, I'm asking you guys again. 60 million euros is about, if I'm having to guess, around 50 million pounds, surely. 49, maybe? Come on, that's affordable. That's affordable. I'm sorry, I reckon that's fair. For Kai Havertz, I think that's a fair offer. I think it's stupid to think that it's going to have to be much less than that. Who are Real Madrid trying to play? Now, we have to understand, we're on the table here with Real Madrid. Hence why they're trying to pull this. I still think a deal will get done. However, I think Chelsea should be talking to them. I think Chelsea should be doing their utmost to try and negotiate and come to terms and try and get this sorted ASAP. Because we don't want this lingering on. Then we get into pre-season. He's still here. Others are still here. We try and sell. Player leaves. Player comes in. We're halfway through pre-season. We've technically not started. We don't need any of that. We need to get cracking on day one of pre-season with everyone that's going to be here. That's where we need to be. Other clubs can do it the old traditional way and take their time. We don't have time. We finished 12th. We finished 12th in the Premier League table. We've got tons of players that don't belong in the squad. We've got a brand new manager. We got taken over by new owners. We are in circumstances that no one else is in. But we find ourselves 12th. And we need to get ourselves back to the level that we need to be in. Which means time's not on our side. It's not on our side. Now, I do want to clarify, because Kai Havertz played tonight. Germany played against Ukraine. It finished 3-3. Mudryk played as well. Shout out Tony Rudiger, he played as well. But Kai Havertz, right, scored. Set up a goal, if I'm not mistaken as well. But he scored. All of a sudden, I'm seeing everyone, and I'm not. It's not everyone. But I'm seeing quite a bit of the consensus in the Chelsea community. Oh no, Kai Havertz, he's looking good. Oh no, we got to keep him. You got to keep it. No, I don't understand. I don't understand people that can get sucked into one direction, then sucked into the opposite direction, then sucked right back into that direction, then sucked again into the opposite direction. Stick to your direction. Pick one, you know. Or if you think you've genuinely made a mistake, cool, switch, but stick with it. You made a mistake. Don't go back to the mistake. This is what I'm saying. We've had 3 years with Kai Havertz. This further cements my point. If you watch his performance today against Ukraine, yes, it was good. But context, it was against Ukraine. I don't know if people have heard, but there's quite a calamity going on that side of the world. And I'm sure those sort of players are not quite stable. And there's all sorts of circumstances. And if I'm not mistaken, it was a friendly as well. If he's going to play well in a friendly against Ukraine, it shouldn't be a surprise. But this is what I was trying to say the last time we spoke about Havertz. I think he's a good player. I think there are leagues that fit him. Not the Premier League, though. Not the Premier League. I think it's too quick for him. I think it's too intense for him. I think it's too tight for him. He needs space. He needs time. He needs, as I've said, he needs time on the ball. That's where his ability shines, where he can take an extra moment. In England, you ain't got an extra moment, mate. Your legs are coming off. Simple. And when we have to be honest, when he's stuck in a position that he just doesn't belong in, like a number 9, it's even worse. But we've seen him in the previous role before. The truth of the matter is, this long at Chelsea in the Premier League, we've not seen enough whatsoever. So he needs to be sold. I ain't experimenting with this any longer. It's simple. It's simple. If he hasn't shown what needs to be shown by now, whilst we got other players in his age bracket killing it elsewhere, it is what it is. Done. Game over. Same applies to Mount. Same applies to all these guys. See you later. Right? It's done. As I've said, I genuinely think he belongs. If he were to go to Real Madrid, I think he'd find his feet. Carlo Ancelotti, slightly slower tempo. La Liga, top team, always playing against teams that you are better than, ultimately, except for Barcelona. I think he'd find his feet there. He'd have the time and space to really become Kai Havertz. In the Premier League, you just don't have it. So, yeah, people get in, their underwear in a twist because he scored against Ukraine. Come on. Now, on the flip side, Mudryk, who we are going to talk about very shortly, played well as well. And fair play for Mudryk, because Mudryk has only just shown up, right? And Mudryk has... Actually, I'll leave that to the story that I'm going to talk about in relation to Mudryk, because he has actually shown one very optimistic, I want to say, attitude or mentality towards his growth under Mauricio Pochettino. So, very smart. Before we get into that, let's clarify the goalkeeping situation and other things that Matt Law has decided to break today in an article. Here it is. Breaking, Chelsea identify Onana and Mignon as top choices for new goalkeeper, but the prospect of Kepa being number 1 next season is not ruled out yet if the prices for other targets are deemed too high. Inter Milan value Onana at around £50 million. Chelsea may be willing to offer Inter Milan Kalidou Koulibaly. As well as that, Chelsea are interested in Lautaro Martinez. So, let's clarify the situation here. I think many people switched off Martinez after what we saw in the Champions League final. I get it. Because just like Kai Havertz, there's a certain level of sharpness that isn't there. That level of urgency that just isn't there. If you want to play in England, mate, that's what you need to have. Simple. And you need to do it consistently. Because we're not trying to look for players that are just going to be okay. We've kind of had that, and look where it's got us. We need players that are going to come in and make a difference. That are going to be consistently good. Consistently. Yeah? It's the one thing we've suffered from in this Chelsea team is lack of consistency. Inconsistency. We've had so much from it from so many guys. It's stupid. So, Martinez, I can understand why people have gone cold, and I don't blame them, to be honest. With Onana, £50 million, eh? £50 million. And we could be throwing Koulibaly in the deal because he could be of interest to Inter Milan. We've also identified Mignon. This is nice. I like to hear all of this. This is great. Koulibaly to go the other way. I would rather prefer we actually try and send them Mendy, because we do need to end up selling Mendy to come to it. Now, the whole Kepa thing, like I said earlier on, it's no surprise because there's no clubs that are going to come in unless he accepts a wage cut. He needs to accept going somewhere else and getting less money. He's not going to do that. He's just not going to do that. He's played as a number 2 before when Edouard Mendy was killing it for the one season he did, and he survived. He could probably think, yeah, I'll do it again, but I've still got 3 years on my deal and I'm getting paid this much money. I'm not going anywhere. That's why. So for this, I don't blame the club or even Poch or anyone. It's the circumstance that they fell into in regards to this one, because Kepa was offered this 7-year deal from the previous regime. And that's the one thing, that is honestly the one thing that I can look at Roman and Marina and go, yeah, you messed up on that. 7-year deal for Kepa at the time did sound outrageous. And I remember when that happened and all of us were like, what? 7? All right, we hope he's good. And we thought we were seeing sparks, then the whole thing with Sarri kicked off and then he refused to come off and I was like, oh my god, we've got this guy for 7 years. So yeah, goes to show. But Onana, Mignon, I think are the top 2 targets you can possibly ask for. Mignon's going to be difficult. Onana is a lot more reasonable in terms of price. Mignon, for those of you that are going, no, we should just go for Mignon. Are you ready to pay 85 million? Are you ready? If you are, then cool. If we can find a way to do a deal, then great. I just don't think AC Milan are going to let this guy go. They're just not. You know, who are they going to get in? Unless they want Mendy. I don't know. For Onana, I think it's a lot more reasonable. Especially negotiating with a club that do have financial difficulties. Inter Milan do have difficulties. AC Milan, not so much. So this is where you got to really compare, and you got to look at things in context. This is why I think, you know what, Onana, this price tag, is a very doable deal. Let's wait and see what happens. And Koulibaly's future, could it be back in Italy? Let me know. By the way, for Koulibaly, why did I say earlier on that he's French? He's not French, he's Senegalese. He's the captain of Senegal, for goodness sakes. I don't know. Chelsea have got me losing my mind. Let's get into Mudryk and the latest with Mudryk. Here it is. Chelsea winger Mykhailo Mudryk is ready to play for Ukraine in this summer's European Under-21 Championship in a bid to recapture his best form in time for next season. And this apparently has really gone down well. Here's the exclusive. Chelsea's £88 million man Mykhailo Mudryk could play in this summer's Under-21 European Championship for Ukraine. The winger's desire to make himself available for the European Championship to find some rhythm is understood to have impressed Mauricio Pochettino. And it's true, it's impressive. And this is good because I think this is going to help in relation to the whole pre-season difficulties that I think we might have. You know, lads come back, we've not got that much of pre-season. This is going to be his pre-season. He comes back to Chelsea, has even more pre-season. I think it's the best way for him to get ready. This is a good incentive from Mudryk, from himself, to try and prove to Pochettino. And like we saw earlier on, and when you flip the circumstances, right? Germany played against Ukraine. We talk about Kai Havertz in a certain way. Ukraine played against Germany. It's different. You know, there's levels. Germany are not, well, they shouldn't be just, you know, some easy team that you come up against. Neither should Ukraine, but let's be honest, Germany are a lot more established than Ukraine. Mudryk, his age, the season he's had, not been great, had a good level of impact in that game against Germany. But again, I don't want to read into that too much, and I don't think anyone should because it's a friendly. But the fact that he could be taking part in the European Championships, the Under-21 Championships, just to prove a point to Poch is a great sign of his mentality. In the similar fashion that Hojlund, after the Champions League final, asked for advice from Thierry Henry on what he can do better. See, that's the sort of player you need, man. If you want to win trophies, that's what you need to have. You need to have ability, but you need to have brains. You need to combine the two. Haaland shocked me. With a Champions League winners medal, he had just won the treble. He's on the panel with CBS, who are fantastic, by the way. And he's asked Thierry, what advice do you have for me? Bloody hell. At his age. It's fantastic to see. And Thierry gave him some top-notch advice that I agree with, especially the fact that he advised him he doesn't use his right side a lot more. He should. He uses his left side more. And that way you become a little bit too predictable with time. Because defenders know you're going to shift onto your left. If you can be unpredictable and use your right as good as your left, then all of a sudden they don't know where you're going. It's great advice. From a striker's perspective, it's absolutely crucial. But he's young. And Haaland said, I'm young. I've got tons to learn. I'm going to be a different player in a few years. Just like you guys were. Beautiful mentality. If Mudryk is following the same sort of pattern of I want to impress the manager, I need to get fit, I need to be ready for next season, I need to, then beautiful. Fantastic. I can't wait to see Mudryk next season. So that's great. Overall, that is great. And I'm very, very happy to see. There is something that Corriere dello Sport in Italy did come out with that I want to show you in regards to Onana very, very quickly. Take it with a pinch of salt. Maybe a little less reliable, but it's from Italy, so here it is. Inter Milan will consider offers of over €40 million for Andre Onana. Chelsea could soon make an offer. This is where things get very affordable. This is why I said with Mike Mignon, it's a different kettle of fish. With Onana, offers just over €40 million. It means we can try and actually bid £35 million and see what happens. In that case, I would expect we get Onana and some money and they can keep Lukaku. How's that? Is that a deal? We might as well try. You never know. Imagine that they take Lukaku and for Lukaku they give us a brand new goalkeeper and some cash. Beautiful. let's try. It's worth a shot. You know, in life, if you don't go for it, if you don't ask, if you don't try and find out, you'll never know. You'll never know. So try and find out and see what happens. Don't miss opportunities. Simple. So there we are. Let me know down below what you think in relation to all this Chelsea news. As we are about to end the video very, very quickly, United. There seems to be rumours surfacing at United around Sheikh Jassim and the Qatari bid, and that it's looking like they're about to get the green light. It's looking like the Qataris have found a breakthrough. Have maybe won the bid. Let's wait and see. The next couple of days, 24, 48 hours could be crucial to all of this. But do be prepared. Imagine if United do actually get the Qataris coming through. That's going to be huge. It's going to be mental. Also, there's links with Hojlund in relation to the striker position that United desperately need, just like Chelsea. But Hojlund is, every time I say his name, I always think B-Tech Haaland. I can't help it, I'm sorry. Even though these are two separate strikers, but you have to be honest. He did an interview as well and said being linked with Man United is big, and they're a massive club, and that could be the direction if you want to play for a big club, because they are. He said good things, so there could be a legit link here for Manchester United to go in for Hojlund. Let's see what happens. Let me know down below. Do you think Chelsea should try and hijack that? We do need a striker. Do you think he's good enough? Do you think he's not? Are you worried if he goes to United? Let me know down below. Much appreciated. And that's it for today. I will see all of you tomorrow. If there's any breaking news tonight, then I will obviously do my best. If not, it's coming first thing in the morning, so I'll see all of you then. But there we are. Thank you very much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you have enjoyed this, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Have a good one, people, in a bit. Take care, and peace.